because this reconciliation bill, we can't put all those cuts you want in this bill. We have to wait until, I believe what we said, the annual review budget or the annual reconciliation budget. That's when we can put in most of those in. So even to you guys who are complaining about it now, be patient.
As far as what's a compromise, what makes sense, again, to set the stage, all references available, link in the description. The number I gave you yesterday was 1.6. There's now a newly released number from multiple sources. The bill, that is, the big, beautiful bill right now, in front of this country, it includes $1.7 trillion in mandatory savings, in cuts over the next 10 years. Doge, the total was $180 billion with receipts for only 30% of those savings. 1.7 trillion versus 180 billion. Almost exactly a tenth, assuming that it's all real from Doge and not using the actual number, which is 30%, which included receipts. So what is Elon Musk mad about? Yeah. That's what we have discussed here at length. But there's something more than that. We've talked about this, right? Making sure that you guard against wolves in sheep's clothing. You may debate, hey, these cuts aren't enough to outpace the tax cut extension, because I guess maybe now it's more conservative to want middle-class Americans to pay more taxes. Okay, you can make that case. I disagree with it. Yep. But there is no debate about the fact that the left loves exactly what Elon Musk is doing. They love what he is saying, and they love how he is going about doing it. Just hear it.
Now, I don't think the left love what Elon Musk is saying, but they sure do love how he's going about what he's doing. Now, if we're talking about his Twitter rant where he's saying, oh, he's on the Epstein list and, oh, this bill's a disaster and there's a whole bunch of pork in it. The problem with Elon Musk's argument is that I'm like, you know what, Elon, usually when you make these arguments, you kind of like break it down. So I would like you to break down where all this pork is in the bill. And I mean, like, trust me, I have my disagreements in the bill as well. And I'm like, trust me, like the AI thing, like they want to have what? AI have no restrictions for like 10 years. I don't agree with that. So, but please tell me where your disagreements lie. Because if it's about the cuts, then I mean, I'm in agreement with that.
Here from MSNBC's Mehdi Hassan Greenwald.
We begin with what is truly disarray in the Republican Party. And if you do normal math, it's supposed to be the ongoing honeymoon period. They did win the White House and the Congress, but they're sure having a hard time staying on point together. Republican leaders are pretty openly, publicly kind of panicking because Elon Musk, who is the largest donor to Donald Trump and until last week an ally of his, is basically trying to kill their big bill, trashing Trump's signature biggest economic priority for legislation again today. And continuing.
Well, Elon, I'm not sure if he has that much sway in the Senate as you guys think. I mean, that is pretty hilarious how you're trying to frame that as if Elon has like sway in the Senate. Now, besides him, Rand Paul and Massey, those are the only two. And like I said, we all know their arguments. They want like more cuts, $6 trillion in cuts. And to both of them, it's like, yo, we can't put all those cuts in one bill. We got to wait to another. And that's just how it is, guys. So as much people want to say Elon Musk has a point, no, they're just kind of riding Elon because, well, he's going against Trump. Elon Musk really don't have a point with him wanting to push all these spending cuts into this one big, beautiful bill.
With what he's been saying this week, that it is not just a bad bill or a difference of opinion and ideas, but rather that Musk says Trump's bill is a, quote, disgusting abomination.
Just like I told you when Kash Patel said Epstein killed himself, it's very clear Epstein killed himself. I told you the left would be saying, see, even Kash Patel and Dan Bongino are saying that the rest of you are crazy. I told you that that's what they would do. Yep. So even if you have a difference of opinion, you better be really, really sure about it and still make sure that you frame it in a way where the left can't use it against your brothers and sisters in arms. That's really important. Can you guys all come up? And we can have our disagreement, but we need to have our disagreements behind closed doors. And we need to be unified. As far as people who are actually...
I don't know about closed doors. I mean, we can hop on a podcast. We can hop on a debate and talk about it. But, I mean, what Elon is doing, you know, with the whole Epstein stuff and all this wild theories that he's coming up with about Trump, is just like, all right, bro. This goes beyond... And this is what I'm saying. This is where I'm just like, Elon, you sound a bit sus because you doing all this personal attacks, like, yeah, this is going beyond your disagreement with the bill. You're making a personal attack on the president instead of just sticking to the bill now. So, like I said, it has to be something personal.
On our team, we need to be unified when we go against the left. That doesn't mean not calling out people when they are clearly incorrect, or if it would seem like there's something fraudulent.
Yeah.
Which I would argue we kind of see here today a little bit, and I'll make the case. But yesterday, Elon reposted or retweeted about this bill, which seems almost like it's personal because it was no less than 50 times. It basically reads like a novella. Here's a screen video.
Yeah, low key. I mean, you're not low key, guys. I mean, I'm on Elon's page right now, and shout out to his man Elon. So I'm on this stuff right now. Of course, he pinned this little message. You know, is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle class? And well, I voted yes, my damn self. I'll be real with you. And then after that, my man is like, you know, memeing out at this point, like just straight up memeing out, like completely. Don't even know what for, but I mean, here we are, guys. Like, the trolling is real, okay, man? Ex-users, Elon does ketamine, Trump on the Epstein list. I mean, well, hey, man, at least y'all united in something, right? So, yeah, Elon Musk is getting a bit petty about how he's going about this. I mean, memeing the hell out, but it is funny. Fuck it!
Posting 50 times, that's bad for his algorithm. He should know that.
God damn.
Oh, not for him.
That man really did go off on this. That's what I'm saying. It's like, all right, bro, now you're getting emotional. Like, all right, like tweet about me 1-2 times, cool, go about your day. But if you tweet about me 50 times, I'm like, God damn. I don't even know if I want to address you. I feel like I done took enough of your life force just getting you this mad. Like, what's the point? You didn't waste 50. I don't know how long you of this man wasted of his life just posting 50 clips or 50 memes, and to find the right memes, now that takes time.
Well, post or retweet or
it's bad for his engagement.
Yeah, somehow it always favors him and the baby mamas until they're on the outs. So it included even tweets like this: call your senator, call your congressman, and bankrupting America is not okay. Okay, kill the bill. Okay, but there's so much more. It's time for Claim Truth.
It's almost like Kimmel mixed.
And the references are available. I know we have A.G. Paxton. I wanted to say senator, but let's be honest, it's a foregone conclusion. All the references are available. And Elon's claims, unfortunately, some of the truths here are Elon's other claims, which makes it tough. So the first Elon claim is that the big beautiful bill is destroying Doge's gains, which almost seems like it's a branding thing. Something. It's the EV credits. So Elon reposted this meme with the caption.
Oh wow!
Exactly. For those of you who see that meme,
like pretty much, I think y'all see it. Pretty much what was it? It's the old meme with the bus going on the train tracks and the train just pretty much destroying the bus. He's like, "Money Doge has saved the government. Trump's big beautiful bill." I'm like, all right.
Exactly. For those of you who see that meme. Now, can you bring it back up for people who are on audio so I can read it, where it says, "Money Doge has saved the government. Trump's big, beautiful bill." Again, $1.7 trillion in savings over 10 years versus proposed $180 billion from Elon, with only 30% of those having receipts. Here's the truth, okay? And I agree. Raising the debt ceiling is not a good thing. I understand that we need to reduce this deficit. I understand that we cannot spend our way into prosperity. But the truth, what he is citing, and what is used as the premise for that meme, the entire deficit increase that the CBO cites, who, by the way, we know tends to be quite left, comes from the extended tax cuts. So not even it comes from extending currently existing tax cuts, meaning if that doesn't happen, your taxes will go up. So the entire deficit increase, the CBO is not even arguing otherwise. The reason for the deficit increase that they are citing is you continuing to pay your tax rates. Which, by the way, Elon Musk says he agrees with.
All right, to be clear, I support making the tax cuts permanent. I disagree with CBO's claim that they add to the debt. Elon, Elon, by you're agreeing with Senator Rand Paul. You see, right on the mark. My objective is this: raising the debt ceiling by $5 trillion is reckless and irresponsible. All right.
He says he agrees with keeping the tax cuts.
But I did hear people make the claim to Rand Paul saying, I don't know, it's kind of childish to sit there and think that we're not going to have to raise the debt ceiling. Like, who's to say that we're going to use the $5 trillion we're raising the debt ceiling to? And, that's been other people's argument. People on Rand Paul's side saying, nope, we're not doing it. Let's not even threaten it. If we even raise it, y'all might fuck around to use it.
Because he agrees with Ron Paul.
But not raising the debt, not raising the debt ceiling.
Yeah.
And the entire reason for the debt ceiling being raised is because of the tax cuts. And by the way, the tax cuts, if you all want those, they have to become permanent now, to be clear. Here's something that's pretty important to note. If Trump would ever need to raise the debt ceiling in the future, which, by the way, it's been happening for, I believe, 30 years, without exception, he would then need Democrat votes.
Yep.
That would mean the raised debt ceiling would, by necessity, have to come with no welfare reforms. That means the work requirements. That means getting rid of illegal aliens. Also on a lot of these.
Guys, let's make sure to double tap that screen and like the video, guys. Let's get more people in on the conversation. And if you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements, $2 and up, I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it, guys. Appreciate the support. Let's keep it going.
Social safety programs. I can't remember if it was Medicaid and Social Security, welfare, but several of them will require work requirements. Several of them will require hours.
As they should.
It will require checking in with your ID. This would mean raising the debt ceiling in the future with no tax cuts. And by the way, of course, with no border security, because you will not get any Democrats to vote for that. And I'm willing to bet that Rand Paul and Massey won't vote for it anyway. And I'm more in line with Rand Paul and probably even Massey than Donald Trump on policy. But it does not behoove us to deny reality right now.
And those are the things that wouldn't be allowed into that bill. Now do the things that Dems want that would have to be allowed so that they could get to 60 votes. Which Democrat policy are you willing to cave on to be able to raise the debt ceiling in what is projected to be September?
Right.
Let's not act like this is some far-off event.
There aren't enough Liebermans in the world. The next Elon claim, and this one is silly. And it makes you go, well, why so much posting about it? And why are you making claims that are false? Why are you strawmanning? That seems a lot like something that leftists do.
Yeah.
Who just want lower taxes or tax benefits for your companies predicated on the Green New Deal.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, if it's about, stuffing all those, stuffing all the cuts in one bill, it's impossible. It can't be done. And if it's not about your EV tax credits, then what is this about, Elon? And now you're out here making like salacious, now you're posting salacious tweets going like Trump's on the Epstein list. So now you're making it personal. It's like, what is this? What is this really about? Are you mad? Do you have a real stance? Because you were just agreeing with Rand Paul, and we all kind of agree with the man, but we do have a bit of reasonability as well, going like, yeah, the Dems aren't really going to go on that. We're being reasonable here, guys.
So he said, people voted. People voted on spending cuts. That's what they voted for. That's what he said. He reposted this Gunther Eagleman tweet. Every GOP member of Congress should grok November 5th election results as a reminder to who won and why. We voted for spending cuts. We voted for a closed border. We voted for Doge. We voted for mass deportations. Our GOP is failing 77 million Americans. Here's the truth.
Well, let's see it.
People voted. They just got $1.7 trillion in spending cuts over the next 10 years. That's the truth. But the next truth is the top issues for Trump voters in 2024 were not spending cuts. Number one, economy. And that was largely, I know you'll say, spending cuts? No. That was, is that important to me? Yes. But to the average voter? No. That meant curbing inflation. That meant jobs. Number two was immigration. That meant strong borders. That meant deportations. That meant sealing the gaps. Number three was crime, meaning get rid of the soft on crime policies.
Yeah, and that's the funniest thing. Like, a lot of people keep saying that, oh, well, Elon's who got Trump elected. And I'm like, no, like, if you honestly go on Trump's leading issues, it wasn't Trump. It wasn't Elon that was championing those. It was Trump the whole time. Like, Trump would have won without Elon. It was just pretty much the cherry on top. Like, that's really what it was. It was overkill, if anything, because look how we won. So, yeah, it was the economy, immigration, and violent crime. And that was it. That was pretty much our leading issues that with the Trump administration. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And let's be real. If one of those were spending cuts, then maybe you could say Elon helped out, but no.
Number 4 was foreign policy, national security. For more information on that, you can pretty much go back to number 2, which is immigration. Right now, government spending itself actually ranks as 4th most important issue among Republicans right now. So number 1 is inflation and prices. Number 2 is jobs and economy. Number 3 is immigration. Number 4 is taxes and spending. And by the way, $1.7 trillion in spending cuts. And I know that people will get mad and say, when did you become a rhino? Some people say that. I'm talking $1.7 trillion in spending cuts.
Yeah.
That's better than no spending cuts, which is what you will get if you push this to the point where you need Democrat votes, where you need 60 votes. You understand that, right? The bill focuses on 3 principles at large. Number 1, tax cuts or extending tax cuts. 2, immigration enforcement. That's one that is going to cost some money. And 3, entitlement reform, work requirements, getting rid of all illegal aliens on these books, either by deportation or making sure that the money stops flowing. This brings us to the next claim. And I know we have Edgy Paxton coming on.
And shout out to Daniel Castro. Appreciate you for starting us out, brother. He said, this is a plot to recover losses for Tesla by allowing Elon to gain clout back from the left. Loss in support of Trump, just a show. Wait and see. Yo, you're like the second person I heard say that. Now, you're the first person to come with that unique argument, but you're the first person I heard as well. I think it was like the third person that I heard that says, you know what? This could be staged. This could all be staged while it's either a distraction to make the Dems look over here while we do something over here, misdirection, or it could be exactly what you pretty much just laid out right there. It's pretty much saying, well, you know, he can recuperate some of the sales if he just goes against Trump, just hardline goes against Trump. Watch Tesla stocks fly back up again, because honestly, Tesla stocks has had its worst day. What's it? Yesterday. So yes, you can actually look this up. July 5th, Tesla has its worst day, like worst dip ever. So, you know, if he goes against Trump, he regains the left back. Maybe, just maybe, this could help.
From Elon, his claim that Fox News loves him.
Oh, sick.
He pinned this repost to his X account. He said, Fox News comments is a great place to understand conservative views since they get so much traffic. I was curious what the people were saying about Elon shit-talking the big, beautiful bill. I'm shocked. I'm a third person in this one because I know it's a repost.
Okay.
Almost every comment is in agreement with Elon. That's me. To see so many vehemently disagreeing with Trump is wild. GOP better be real careful.
Homo.
Here's the truth. Well, he's right. Boomer cons love Elon because the median age of a Fox News viewer is 69 years old. When I was there, it was 72. And I remember saying, whoa, that won't get any better. It's only going to get older. What I didn't take into account was death.
Oh,
That's true. It skews the number down.
And also keep this in mind, from 2020 to 2024, the 65 and over is the only demographic that shifted away from Trump, whereas Gen Z shifted toward Trump. Ooh, there's a twist.
Yeah, makes sense.
But here are some random comments from the Fox News X post about Musk and Massey. It says, both morons are citing the left-wing CBO for their opposition to the bill. Otherwise, if it passes, we get massive permanent tax cuts and secure borders, no tax on overtime tips or Social Security. Here's another one. These people criticize the bill, but they don't offer specific changes to the bill. Elon was on board with the bill because he mistakenly thought his companies would continue to receive billions in government subsidies. And by the way, he would receive billions in government subsidies or tax.
And like I said, I mean, it was reported that, yeah, when we take away these, tax subsidies or, these tax credits, yeah, it's going to hurt Elon. I mean, they're talking about Elon could lose at least 51% of his sales or 51% profit from this. Because, yeah, why wouldn't you want to buy an EV if there's tax credits involved? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to have a business and have a whole bunch of EV trucks? You can write off every goddamn truck. Like, there was an incentive there.
Credits, which the CBO would basically see as subsidies, right? In other words, if you were to just multiply Elon's EV tax credits, that would require raising the debt ceiling if it were at the level of what we're talking about tax cut. But instead, the extension of these tax cuts are for everybody, not just the richest man in the world who still wants to have a tax advantage in selling electric vehicles. And by the way, if you like Teslas, go buy a Tesla. I have no problem with it. So this image is also making its way around X.
Yeah.
This one's really important.
Stupid.
All references available, link in the description. This shows all of the pork in Trump's bill, just so you know. You might have seen this, okay? $3 million for LGBTQ.
Oh yeah, so yeah, and this Chat GPT. Yep. So notable pork spending in the one big beautiful bill. All right, so $3 million for the American LGBTQ plus museum in New York. Wait, what the fuck? Excuse my language, but oh yeah, what the hell? Yeah, so yes, 3.6 million for the Michelle Obama Trail in Georgia. Michelle Obama got her own trail. Hold on, we got an LGBTQ museum and Michelle Obama got a trail. All right. So we got what, like 92 million for the great blacks in wax museum. You know what? 9.2 or 92 million for the great blacks in wax museum.
Plus museum in New York City. That's terrible. 3.6 million for the Michelle Obama Trail in Georgia. Not a fan of that.
Expensive trail. It's just dirt.
$2 million for the Great Blacks in Wax Museum in Baltimore. All of that. Hey, look, I will tell you, I'm anti. Wait. Oh, those are all from the 2022 Biden omnibus bill.
Man. I like.
Yeah. So we pretty much let the Dems keep something. That's what we did. We let the Dems keep something. What was it? 750,000 for LGBT and gender non-confirming housing in New Albany, New York. Hold on. LGBTQ and gender non-confirming housing in Albany, New York. So what? We were giving free housing to what? LGBTQ and trans? Like, that's crazy.
Baltimore. All of that. Hey, look, I will tell you, I'm anti. Wait. Oh, those are all from the 2022 Biden omnibus bill.
Man. I like wax blacks.
Yeah. So does Biden. So bring it back up. Bring that back up from X. Can you bring that back up? Overlay C12. You guys may believe this, and it's being retweeted and it's being reposted by people who are supposedly conservative, for some reason, very, 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 very pro-Elon. And this is being presented to you as though it's in this bill. It's not. Now, you may not like 1.7 trillion in spending cuts. You may not like extending the tax cuts. You may not like increasing spending. And I think there can be a debate about this on.
I mean, pretty much we kept some of Biden's DEI spending, if anything.
Border, on immigration enforcement. You may not like those things, but that which is being circulated is a lie. And the people circulating it know it's a lie. And those people should no longer be trusted.
Of course not. And the people that are spreading, and by the way, we'll have Paxton in just a minute. I'll let you know when he's ready to go. I've asked several times, and nobody has been able to articulate this point for me. Please point out for me the pork that is in this bill that you don't like, right? Please. Again, I go back to Rand Paul, and I understand his position. I at least get what he's saying. I disagree with him because I think of the cost of what you would have to do to pass an increase. And I got fact-checked just a little bit. It's August, September, so technically it could be August by the time that this thing actually comes around again, which is not too far down the road.
Right.
But with Elon, I don't think he's had any specifics. And it makes it sound even more like the EV thing. And you're like, oh, the EV thing. But remember yesterday when we talked about it, there was some guidance that it could actually impact 52% of their, I believe, profit.
Yeah, profits.
See, and that's like the second time I heard that one on PBD. I think I heard that one on what was it? I forgot the news publication. But yeah, that's pretty much running around social media. Is that if you don't get this, that's like 51% of your pro. He said 52%, so he's a percent above me. But yeah, that's gonna hurt. I mean, I don't know how much Tesla making now, but I mean, minus that 52%. Whew, man, I'd feel bad.
Would go down if.
But I mean, hey, Elon, the taxpayers would have to pay for it. So there's something we're not paying for. You should be happy. But as he said in the tweet, he doesn't care about the EV tax cuts or the EV tax credits. But then again, and at that point, what are we all saying is like, okay, well then what's your argument? Like, what is your real argument here? Like, is your argument with Rand Paul? Because if that's the case, Rand Paul ain't even going at Trump like this.
If those EV tax credits go away. Now, if
by the way, not sales, profits, because of how much is baked in where the business model requires tax credits.
Yeah, it depends on that. And so I think that makes the point for everybody. Now, if Elon is against the debt going up forever, I understand that, but you have to be practical in how you solve that problem. It's not a switch being flipped. And there is a process to make this thing happen. We do need to get the Doge cuts in. We need more Doge cuts as well. We were promised $1 trillion, at least $1 trillion.
Right.
It sounded like he was almost going to the $2 trillion mark at one point. We're not getting that right now. We need a spending bill, but that's going to take 60 votes. It's going to be really hard. By the way, when was the last time that you saw a major entitlement program massively reformed?
Yeah, that's true.
This
That's
is
a very good
big
point.
thing. What you want to know what pisses the Democrats off? Just look at what they're talking about. They're cutting benefits. That's why they're pissed about this bill.
Yeah, I would tell you this. This is the closest thing to the right wing
crying about, oh, they're cutting Medicaid when they're really just, pretty much cutting down. These are BS requirements for Medicaid, where you can be an able-bodied adult, childless, and be on Medicaid for some reason. Like, that is a bit wild, guys. And then here's the thing. It's not like we're just cutting them off cold turkey. There's no way back in. No, all they got to do is either work or volunteer for 20 hours a week, 80 hours a month, and then they'll go ahead and get the Medicaid benefits back. But you're going to have to benefit your community in some way, shape, or form, either by putting it into the system that you're taking out of by working, or putting it into your community.
Equivalent of Obamacare that we've seen, of the Affordable Care Act, which just basically, right, by the way, since the Affordable Care Act, have your healthcare costs gone up or down? This is the closest thing I can think of as far as actually cutting or slashing. Work requirements, getting rid of fraud, making sure that people have to check in with ID.
Yeah.
So with this, no more able-bodied with this bill, no more able-bodied, young, single Americans without children will get free, I believe it's Social Security, and I believe it's Medicaid, unless you work 20 hours a week.
Easy. Simple.
And that's volunteering and school huge. Count.
And you know what's going to happen?
Yeah.
This is going to throw a lot of the young obese feminists who've gone to college who can't work because of a disability. And it's, well, get off your hover round and go to.
Yep. I mean, the obese ones, I mean, you're able-bodied, you're able to work, you don't have no kids, you're just a fat ass. Aha. You got to do something now. And I mean, those people who fake, honestly, a lot of people who said, oh, I'm bipolar, I'm this, I'm that, and the third. It's like, I have behavioral disorders, I can't work. You guess you're going to have to start acting right now.
To work, or you're not going to be collecting this off the taxpayer dime. And they are freaking out about it. Is it perfect? No.
I'm happy.
Is it the biggest win that we've had in 2 decades? Yeah, I would say this as far fiscally for conservatives, it would be the biggest win that I can think of in 2 decades.
It's not going to come in one chunk. Why don't you take the wins when you can get them? $1.7 trillion in cuts, tax cuts that actually help the economy grow and go to the number one thing, inflation and price of goods and jobs.
All right, now, but let's see how the left is taking this, and I'm pretty sure they're taking it well. Here's the thing, though, like I said, it kind of goes against their message that they were preaching in the beginning of this election. Like, oh, Trump is working for Elon. Trump, that's all Trump do. He done sold out to Elon, but I mean, he's not giving Elon what he wants. So, guys, I mean, what happened to that argument? That at least you guys should be saying is, whoo. All right, guys, you know what, American people, we kind of BS'd you a little bit. We low-key need to take that back. We thought Trump was working for Elon, but he got Elon out here throwing a goddamn temper tantrum on X. So I guess we were wrong on that. I mean, you could be honest.
Chief White House correspondent Caitlin Collins, who anchors The Source at the top of the next hour. I mean, we laid out what happened in front of the cameras on social media. What are your sources telling you about behind the scenes?
I mean, this day, just the messages alone today, hearing from White House officials. Normally you're texting people and saying, what about this on the tariffs or this on Iran? You didn't even have to, say what you were asking about today because everyone just knew what was happening. It was kind of this mixture of amusement and horror inside the West Wing.
It wasn't
because it all unfolded on social media. That's why it was for everybody to see.
Some people's greatest fears of a unlocked Elon Musk just slamming the White House.
But also they're not surprised to a degree. And that's not because of what's been happening the last few months. It's what's been happening the last few days. Very rarely is someone able to criticize President Trump and just go unscathed and have nothing commented on from Truth Social by him on this. And for the last several days, he has said nothing as Elon Musk has continued to.
Well, remember, he did say something now. He said something. It's just that he didn't berate Elon back and just start coming at Elon's neck. And, there's a lot of things we can get on Elon about. I mean, the whole Diablo scheme. A lot of things, honestly. Some of his back dealings in business, like how he acquired Tesla. There's a lot of things we can also grill Elon on. And then, surprise, surprise, there might be some Lincolns also linking Elon to Epstein. So, yeah, I know a lot of things are going around. It is quite funny. that he's trying to put Epstein on Trump when he can also be linked to some of Epstein's fundraisers as well.
To pile onto this bill, to urge people not only to vote against it, to just outright kill it and start over. And that changed obviously today.
But I'll tell you this though, man. Hey, he wasn't out there taking pictures with the man. So I will give you guys that. But if you want to follow the full story, apparently Trump kind of found out what Epstein was doing, kicked him out the Mar-a-Lago, never talked to him again. And I damn near would have asked Trump, all right, bro, what did you see? Like, what could have offended you that bad? Where you just cut all ties?
Today, where the president was saying, well, he hasn't commented on me personally. And then you saw how that escalated. And I think White House officials this week had been watching since we were in the middle of the briefing 2 days ago when Elon Musk first tweeted about this bill. And Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, was responding to it there to now she's having to respond to Elon Musk saying that Trump is included in the Epstein files. And so what is remarkable to me, though, is these are officials who have been defending Elon Musk on the record or on background for the last several months amid Doge. And now they're caught in this moment where there is a mixture of Elon Musk allies inside the White House and the administration, and then the Trump diehards who now are wrestling, being in the middle of this and watching all of this play out. With the stakes as high as they could potentially be. I mean, it's the world's most powerful man and the world's richest man who, before it was kind of assumed, one person had remarked to me a few months ago that it was mutually assured destruction, that they'd never fall out because they were just, needed each other too much. And now we're witnessing it happen. And it's a real question of what happens here. I did talk to people who thought, anything can be brokered with Trump, anything can be fixed. The Epstein files tweet from Elon Musk seemed to be a tipping point to where people think that maybe it can't be repaired.
Caitlin Collins, thanks. We'll see you at the top of the hour.
I mean, after I seen that Epstein tweet too, I was like, and it is done. I was like, bro, you could have came back from all of that. But as soon as you made that Epstein comment, you went a bit too far.
Few journalists have as much insight into Elon Musk as CNN contributor Kara Swisher. In fact, she predicted that the Trump-Musk alliance would not end well. Kara's host of the On podcast and co-host with Scott Galloway of the Pivot podcast. She's also the author of Burn Book, A Tech Love Story. Kara joins me now. I just want to get your initial reaction to the fallout from today as you watch this happen in real time.
Well, in the words of Neil Sedaka, the immortal words, breaking up is hard to do, I guess. I don't